It is Bristol, and we're here with Gavin's hosted session for some more Gen 4 cars. 150 laps, there's 18 of us, which is a pretty good number, and a pretty good group, so I'm assuming we'd get pretty strung out. Qualified on pole, first lap, popped the wall, second lap. Went up 14, which I didn't do in practice, so I think the track's cooling down some. It's 7:30, so I imagine we get into the darkness. They were just asking about pit road, and Gavin said it's single pit road, and I don't know what that means. So we're at a disadvantage. I don't know where the pit road is, the entry. So we're just gonna make that up and hope we don't get pinged. Tire wear, front tire wear seems high. So I assume we roll the bottom. The top is faster. Imagine it's got to do that blue line on the bottom, but wow. That came out quick. Can't quite make it on fuel by the looks of it.
You just hit the fastest lap.
Unless that's why they're all way back there.
You just hit the fastest lap. You just hit the fastest lap. Alright man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Your road is closed. Haze up.
Alright, coming back to the green flag. It looked like Gavin pit, maybe Alan as well in the back. I think I figured out single pits means you gotta come down this pit lane, stay below the blue line, and then go through the other pit lane. I think. I have no idea. Hopefully we see somebody pit before we have to.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green. You just hit the fastest lap. You're pulling away from the car to get these 2.1 seconds.
This is a refreshed Bristol, and I didn't run old Bristol all that much, but the bottom feels so much better than the old track. It just, I don't know if it's the setup, but the car just likes to hug the line, and the old one, it didn't feel like you could put any car on the bottom. It was mostly the top 2 lanes. Unfortunately, we don't have old Bristol. That was only the single bottom lane. It's getting dark quick though. Almost 8 p.m. here in Sim. I guess we'll find out if the gauges are backlit, because they do not appear to be right now. All of a sudden it got really bright. I need sunglasses. Starting to tighten up a little bit on exit. Maybe that's got to do with the track coming back to life. Because it got pretty dark there. I haven't been paying attention to the temp. Probably should have went high there. We might not have to pit under green. We might have enough fuel. I don't know about tires. I presume we should get a call if we're too low on tire wear, though.
Outside. Stay low. Still there. All clear, all clear.
interesting to see the strategies on tires. Because right now I feel fine, but if we're going to see people pitting, I imagine it would be around halfway, even though you don't need fuel. Halfway is going to give you the best opportunity to make up all the time you're going to lose in the pits. But I think with this tire, you just, like the 87s, they don't just continue to get slower and slower. They kind of reach a peak of about a second and a half. Right now we're running about a second slower than our best. But lap times are short. But you might lose 30, 45 seconds pitting. So you might gain it all back if it stays green. I think I'm kind of stuck not pitting unless I see somebody pit to know where I'm supposed to pit. Dylan does not seem like he's having a good race. So the third time I've seen him. I didn't see him very many laps ago. Maybe he pit.
Got one inside. All clear, all clear.
Chad is catching us.
Alright, man. Halfway this time out.
He's a second and a half behind now. So that must be where you can enter the pits. Turn 2. And you must have to stay below that blue line. Spencer, I think, has pit. I don't think anybody else really has. It's getting pretty tight center of the corner. We're going back on the brakes a little more. Chad's catching us. He'll probably get around us.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
I'm also having to watch the fuel a little bit. We're floating right around averaging the correct amount of laps. But at one point we were burning too much fuel, so I'm having to lift a little earlier into the corner and roll it further through center. Let him go. Can't really run the high line with the trying to save fuel. That's just too much distance to cover.
Good job, the next car is the leader. The leader did a 16.128.
Spencer should be on fresh tires.
Outside. All clear, all clear. Got a slow car on the bottom. Go high.
Must be we're in the night lighting now. Yep, the gauges have turned on.
The leader just did a 16.1.
It's quite the flash. It used to do that on the old model too. And you would think that they'd try to smooth that out some. We're getting caught now by Tyler and Gavin. Got 50 to go. I imagine we're going to lose some spots. Probably went too hard too early. Though I didn't really feel like I was pushing. Caution. So we'll probably come get some tires and yeah, come back after that. Ha! The pace car's drifting. Alright, coming back to the green. Good thing we had that caution, because our right front was about ready to go down. Or get meatballed anyway, because tires don't go down in this sim. Yeah, 15 on the right front, so lucky caution. 40 laps. And pretty much all out. Sticker tires, let them get up the temp a little bit. Chad drove right into the wall.
All clear, all clear. Outside. Still there? What's the line? Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high.
Sparking and sliding.
The car in C4, just missed the positive left. 14.881.
I don't think we want to run the high side. I think we still want to stick to the line.
Left position.
Be a little easier on our tires, and we can use them when we need them.
14.763.
I mean, the bottom's just as quick. Problem is getting around somebody on the bottom could be difficult.
The lead is up 14.868.
It's definitely sliding out of the corner. That was a pretty hard hit. Didn't bend anything yet. Pace should come down a little bit. It's starting to feel like it is.
The lead is up 15.048. Got one outside. All clear, all clear. Outside. All clear, all clear.
They're starting to put a little distance from that high side. See if we can run it a little bit. to the bottom. I just think that high side is just going to wear tires out a little too much for the full run. Maybe I'm wrong. But I need something, if I ever get there, I need a little bit of a tire advantage. Just they got too much pace. I can't compete with that. Bristol's not usually a track I'm very great at. There's not enough braking for me to kind of find my pace. So I'm surprised I ran as well as I did.
5 laps to go. We're in a podium position.
And a caution, so I believe that should end it if we're doing period correct rules. Well, no green white checkers, but we'll roll these last couple laps and see what has happened. We're on 149 coming to the white flag here.
This time by. One more to go.
So Gavin should win, Chad second, and we dropped to third. Chad had a really good run. That's good to see. He was quick at the fairgrounds in last week's Xfinity race, B-class race, and got the inside wall after I tried checking up to let him by, and he caught that bump on the inside. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, or tomorrow when you're watching this video. The next day, we'll be running B-Class Xfinity with Gavin's League. Since it's this week 13, there's not much going on. That's why we had this race, which was a great race. 3 caution flags in 150 laps, which is, I don't think you'll find that in officials. That few cautions at a high-speed short track. I think that was the checkered. We're all still just doing our thing, but yeah, people are parking. We are done. So that is that video. Thanks for watching.